of October now. I'm starting this stream a little bit late in the game. We've played a few moves. Had to adjust my layout, the usual. Just making sure it looks pretty. How's everyone in the chat doing? Good to see everyone. I hope you've had a great weekend. I was doing a little streaming on my own channel yesterday, late last night. Let's see who we get today. I expect some fierce challenges. Remember, you can challenge me to 3+0. It can be casual or rated, up to you. I'm willing to put my rating on the line. You can take a free shot at it, even if there's a huge gap. That's okay. Greetings, everyone in the Twitch chat and also on YouTube as well. I'm monitoring both chats. So always a pleasure to see people. Hello, hello. Yeah, we've got plenty of challenges here. 30+ challenges in the queue. Well, it's not really a queue, as people like to point out. All right, let's go check. And I say that because there is no priority given to like when you challenge or if you're a sub or anything like that. It's purely on a random basis. If you send a challenge, I have a little button that says accept random challenge. It's got to be 3+0. That's really the only requirement. But then we're good to go. Greetings, no joke chess. Yeah, pool is more accurate, exactly. I expected K-Buckby. I expect some fierce challenges. Hello, Katie Cat. Greetings, Travel Girl. It's been going great. I'm doing well. Beautiful fall day here. I'm wearing my Lichess hoodie. Look at this. This is a sweet design. I'll probably show this again. But this is a custom Lichess hoodie from the 2018 World Championship. Carlson Caruana. The Lichess guys were kind enough to give that to me when I attended it. It was pretty awesome. I'm going to try to go after this pawn, although it leaves this a little bit weak, but we'll see what black does. Yeah, this thing's super comfortable too. I just wear it out and about places as well. And it's getting to be hoodie season. Ooh, bishop takes c4. Okay, so I can take this one. Is there anything else I could do? I'm just going to go for the material. Then pull this back, I think. Consolidate a little bit. Now, if g6 is played, because naturally I think black wants to get the rook in the game, g6, I can send the bishop into h6. That looks super irritating. Hello, Coolster Chess. Feel free to send me a challenge. I'm Fins, F-I-N-S, on Lichess. You can send me a 3+0 challenge, and maybe we'll be able to play. All right, let's play e6. I'm sacking a pawn here. I was hoping they'd take with the queen, but they did not. Let's go here now. I'm just thinking this pawn's going to be pretty vulnerable. Knight g5, maybe queen c4. A lot of avenues for attacking it. Hello, Esgis. How you doing? Greetings, greetings. Oh, hello. How's it going, Jerry, on YouTube? Not Jerry Chess Network, a different Jerry who plays chess. Shout out to Chess Network, though, too. All right, so we're just cleaning up here. We're up a rook now. Let's just put the finishing touches on this game. Have I ever hosted a viewer tournament? I have. It's been a while, though. Actually, I was just reminiscing about that because I've got the pumpkin back there. I remember one Halloween several years ago, I did a Halloween Gambit Arena. Maybe I can play a Halloween Gambit if I remember today. So, yeah, I've done a few arenas and things like that from time to time. Perhaps not as much as some other streamers. But I do enjoy it when I do stuff like that. People seem to enjoy it as well. It's a lot of fun. Okay, and this game's going to be over momentarily. Do I have checkmates? I have double checks or a double check. Knight takes g7, but I'm not seeing a mate, so we're just going to go for the material. All right. Thank you for the game, Chess Ant. Yeah, you guys missed the opening, but Chess Ant played this Albin counter gambit. Then here played c5. I think that move is played every once in a while, but as far as I understand, it's not the best move. Black usually plays knight c6 here. Thank you, Kidder357. And as always, you can consult the database, the massive database that Lichess has. You know, I was looking at this the other day. I don't know if you guys can see this. I don't think you can without me moving my webcam. I'm looking at the Lichess database right now. There are 410 million games in the Lichess database that you can instantly sift through. There's like no lag time in it loading as well. So it must be just on a lightning fast server. 410 million games. Just a huge data set that you can go through and research any opening under the sun. So shout out to Lichess for creating that for free. Amazing. So thanks again for the game, Chess Ant. All right, here we go. Jimmy Ricard. All right, Jimmy Ricard. They've got the wings next to their name. That means they're a Lichess patron. That is always appreciated by Lichess. Let's do this, Jimmy. Good luck. All right, Queen's Gambit declined. I'll play the exchange variation. I really like this line. Drink check. I've got my light roast this morning. This is coffee. Or this afternoon. Feels like morning to me because I usually don't stream this early, but it's 1:30 p.m., so I can't really call it morning in good conscience. Are you guys feeling what I'm feeling? I'm feeling a potential sacrifice on h7. Let's see if we can engineer this. I may play h4 to set this up. Ooh, and then b6. This kind of plays... My queen was on e2. This would play right into my hands with this and this. Okay, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play h4. This is a way to try to set up the Greek gift. I'm going to try to use this g5 square propped up by the h-pawn in conjunction with the bishop on c1 assisting. Yes, that's right. Imminent TX. Someone's in the mood for Greek. Greek food is on the menu this afternoon. Yeah, and black has a huge dilemma here because going back to g8 is going to run into queen h5. You'd really hate to take it because I'm going to take with the h-pawn and I'm going to get the rook involved. And now I think this is going to be forced mate. Instructive move here. So black's going to have to move this f-pawn because I'm threatening queen h7 or queen h8. And really the only way to try to escape is moving the f-pawn. But what would I do against f6 or f5? And Jimmy resigns. Thank you for the game, Jimmy. But do you guys know? Yes. Very good. Imminent TX. G6. So I'll just show that real quick. This may be trivial for a lot of you, but don't go for the immediate check in a scenario like this. Because that's going to push the enemy king in the direction the king wants to go anyways. You want to seal off the escape first. Create a nice tight seal there. Prevent king f7, and then queen h8's coming. You could pre-move queen h8 here. Black doesn't even have a spite check. So, yeah, this sort of plan here, those of you who are d-pawn players, you'll get this scenario a lot where you have e4 and d4 pawn against a pawn on e6. A lot of times, the enemy is castling on the king side, and it's good to try to get your light square bishop, if it's not already, lined up against that h7 pawn, push e5 to free it, and there will often be tactics here, or, like I said, queen e2, queen e4, queen bishop battery aimed towards h7, maybe some play in the opposite direction as well. Common setup. All right, thanks again for the game, Jimmy. All right. Another game here. We got a lot of challenges. This is great. Ooh, 25-16. Here we go. All right, I got to be on my game here. Satya Sakar Mitra. Let's do this. C6 early on. All right, so we're going to get some Slav action going on. I'm going to... Don't grab your pillow too soon, but I'm going to play maybe a slightly sedate continuation here. Hopefully no one falls asleep. But I like the exchange Slav. I got to admit. I often like playing these positions. Little trap here. If knight beat e7, I have knight takes f7. I've seen that trap play out many a time. All right, so it looks like black's going to try to prep this when the bishop's defended, but, you know, I might send the bishop here. Okay, quick knight e4. Fair, fair. Let's take that. Let's take that off black's hands. Ooh, is my knight trapped? That might have been a big mistake on my part. Guys, we might be seeing some difficulties early on in this one. That was a big time error on my part. Okay, well, the knight has this square at least, but I didn't realize how potentially trapped that knight is. Where to put this? I'm going to put this here for now. Okay. Let's go here. Maybe I should have put it on f2. I don't know. I was trying to give this bishop a potential escape. Goes back. All right. Queen g4, maybe? Queen g4, bishop h4? I'm thinking something along those lines. Let's try it. And a very quick f5. Okay, I like that because now my knight is pretty well entrenched here. So let's play queen over. Kind of a weird-looking position already. But should be fine. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Malcolm. Staying off of f2 just in case my knight wanted to come back here. Can we get a trade? Another trade. All right. So here, maybe f4. I'll take that risk. Let's take here. Okay. I'm going to try to send this bishop here and maybe snipe at this pawn. Got to watch knight takes d4, though. Tricky. Let's go here. I think bishop here, knight takes d4 was a thing. So let's try to beat my opponent to this diagonal. Maybe I'll double next if given the chance. Rook c5. It seems like a convenient doubling square. What about this? Maybe. Tempting. Don't feel like I'm quite ready for it, though. Let's go rook c5. All right, we'll take that. Double. Now we might be playing a rook ending, huh? Rook c8 coming here? No. No rook c8, at least yet. Let's try to stake out some territory. I gotta hurry. I'm way down on the clock here. We need to speed it up. JB, what do you do when you get tilted? Potentially ask me after this game. But I'm going to try my best not to lose this. I don't know what my plan here. I mean, I might try to walk the king in an ideal world, but I don't know that I have time to do that. Black might be trying to break through over here, so we'll see. Satya is in the tank. Tough game here already. Early in Lichess plays on this October 3rd, 2021. I don't really mind a rook trade. I mean, if Black wants to try to initiate a rook trade, I think I'm cool with that. All right, they're going for g6. Fair. Let's just do this. All right, we'll take. I'm going to maybe give this as an option for the bishop. Yeah, let's just do this. Possibly a4. I might throw a4 in. Let's play g3 first, though. I don't want to worry about this move. Okay, I think these pawns are going to be targets over here. That is my thinking at this juncture. Check. Let's try this. Kind of an unusual move, but... Oh! He actually played that! I thought he was going to take. That was a really bad decision by Black, but I didn't play bishop takes e6. Oh, man. King c7 was a terrible move, but I didn't punish it. Hold on. This is still interesting, though. This is still quite interesting. I can't believe I didn't punish that move. Hold up. Anyone's game here. Still complicated. Oh, big blunder. I benefited from a massive blunder there. Let's just take. Watch the dirt. Yep, I knew A3 was coming. Okay, here we go. We're winning now. Oh, my. Cage theory now. Whew. I did not expect King C7. I should have. I mean, it crossed my mind, but I'd kind of ruled it out because a bishop takes E6. Oh, you guys are rooting for Satya? Strange Quirk, you're rooting for Satya? That's okay. You can root for the players. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just take here. This is probably pretty easy at that point. But, you know, even after this, these two pawns give black some trouble. I think maybe black should have tried to go after this pawn. Taking that B pawn could have been unpleasant. Ooh, we're not going to get a good report card on this game, I'm pretty sure. I'm tempted to click the learn from your mistakes button, but looks like this was a key moment. Late in the game, black is winning, but it's tricky. They played a natural move, rook d5, trying to go after the pawns, but that stepped right into a pin. So we bailed out there. Whew. I might have used up my luck for the stream. Thank you for the game, Satya. Thank you, Andy, by the way. All right, Alan Clausen, you're up. Good luck. Let's play a Sicilian. Oh, thank you, Satya, on YouTube, by the way. I see your message there. Good game. You play well. You're a strong player. So white is playing this boulder attack. A lot of people do this in the Sicilian. If you guys are a Sicilian player, let's say below about 2,000, you can expect to face this a lot if you haven't already. And I think a simple way to deal with it is to put a pawn on e6, block that bishop. Ooh, okay, this looks very shaky for white. There's a lot of weak points here. Something's got to give. I think white's going to be losing a substantial amount of material here. Hello, Caesar Chess. Thank you for joining. All right, now we take, and this is a massive fork on 3 different pieces. We'll see which piece to take next. Oh, yeah, that bishop was free. I've been missing free pieces recently, I got to say. This happened on my stream the other day. Fortunately, I think knight e5 is also really strong. But yeah, queen takes g5 looks pretty straightforward too. Yeah, black won. I won. White resigned. Let's see which one the computer likes better. Darn, it likes queen takes g5. But knight e5 is up there as well. But yes, I got to admit, I was so eager to play the knight e5 move. I forgot that the bishop was hanging. Yeah, so Alan, this is a bit of a sketchy setup, I would say. If you're going to play this way with the bishop coming out to c4 and black already having these moves in, probably you should settle for d3. I do think black's activity here is a little bit too much. Yeah, I think already at this point, there's not a great solution for white. Yeah, already looking difficult, even with ideal play here. Thanks for the game, though. Okay, Kimya, hello. Good luck. Hope you're there, Kimya. Yes, we have a game. Let's play a King's Gambit. I'll play the bishop c4 version of this. So if queen h4, I'll play king f1. Okay, knight f6. What do I do against this move? I don't know if d3 is the move. d3 seems kind of lame for some reason. But knight c3, I don't really like takes. Unless I have queen e2 there. Let's play knight c3. Let's see what happens. Let's roll the dice. Yeah. Fall attire, exactly. It's hoodie weather. It's awesome. Let's play e5 now. I just don't know where this knight's going other than back to g8 because all these squares are covered. So this is looking nice. Can I launch an attack here quickly? Queen h5, there's g6, so probably not. Let's just take the pawn. Now I can take bishop takes d5. I'm probably not going to take en passant, as morally forced it often is. We'll take this way. What is my least favorite opening? Someone asks. Interesting. Okay, I can take here or here. Bishop takes b7. Yeah, let's just go after the material. Least favorite opening. That doesn't help my opponent too much. I'm trying to think of an opening I dislike facing. I would say the Grunfeld, because I think it's a very strong opening for black, and I never know how to fight for an advantage as white. I've tried so many different systems without a whole lot of success. So I'm going with the Grunfeld. Let's just play the bishop back here for the lulz. Maybe black. I don't even think they can escape after this one. I'm not, in fact, threatening to take here because my queen would hang, but let's just castle now. Now I am threatening to go here. We'll threaten this one as well. Yeah, Grunfeld's just a great opening. It really is. Okay, we're just going to develop. I don't see any rush. We'll get pieces in the game. We're already up material. Hello, Astro G on YouTube. This is pretty picture perfect here. Take the queen. Now, queen e7, I can play this even due to the pin. Okay, might have mate somewhere, but let's just take more material. There's a lot of information about the Grunfeld and the Karpov-Kasparov match. Yeah, you know, Kasparov's books on his matches with Karpov, super interesting. Yeah, they had a lot of Grunfeld battles, especially in the bishop c4 variation. Really a lot of games. Okay, I think I see a mate in 2. All right, thank you for the game, Kimia. Yeah, you just kind of got pushed back by those pawns in the center. So when I was able to play d4 and then e5. So you probably want to bring this knight out to c6 or maybe figure out a different scheme of development right around here. Maybe bishop b4, pressure the knight. Thank you for the game. Sadhana. Provisional player. Good luck, Sadhana. What is my favorite line against the King's Indian? Okay, so the King's Indian is an opening I like playing against. I don't mind playing against that one. I would say the Samish variation is probably my favorite. I have a course on Chessable, a free course with 1d4 that I think is, in fact, pretty nice and compact and useful for a lot of people. And there I recommend the exchange variation, actually. So d takes e5. But the Samish is pretty fun. I like playing the Samish. Samish being the f3 variation. Put your pawns on d4, c4, e4, and then f3. Often bishop e3 coming in as well. Okay, let's go b6. White's playing pretty well thus far. Pretty standard stuff here. Yeah, the exchange variation in the classical diffuser. Yep. Let's go queen c7. So sometimes they can try knight h4, f5. I'm just keeping an eye on that in case my opponent goes that direction. My average centi pawn was 6 in the last game. Okay, I will take that as a huge success, given that I played the King's Gambit. I would think if you play the King's Gambit, your average centi pawn can't be less than 10. But hey, I'll take it. It's comical how much the engine hates the King's Gambit. I think Jan Gustafsson wrote about this, but there are something like 10 moves on move 2 that the engine likes better than f4. Maybe even upwards of 15 moves. It really, really dislikes it. Hey, John, play Stafford Gambit if possible. Okay, so I was thinking about answering that question, what's your least favorite opening, with that instead. Because I'm just sick of seeing the Stafford Gambit. No offense to Eric Rosen. Like, he's done an impressive job of popularizing it, but I can't be the only one. I guess I'll take here. Can I take and play c5 maybe and attack e4? Bit of an unorthodox decision. We might get opposite color bishops here, assuming like bishop d5 or something. Well, let's see. I think this should be marginally better for me. Looks like some nice play here. e4, f4. These pawns are kind of rolling. What combo of pawn moves should I use, though? Or should I play a5 first? I'm just going to bring this over, I think, first. Let's get the rooks behind the pawns before I decide which one to advance. It's often good to keep those pawns side by side. Imina TX says, I'm with you. I'm kind of relieved whenever I get a mainline Petrov these days. Yeah, it doesn't seem to happen too often, huh? All right, so I might go for f3. My opponent plays f3, though. Beats me to the punch. Interesting, interesting. Should I go for the long-term bind? I think I will. I'll play e3. Sedano's a pretty good player, no doubt. Let's play a5. I'm really going to try to bind this up. I'm hoping that this and this are weaknesses in the future. We're going to send the bishop to a better square. Maybe d7 or f5. We'll see. Okay, let's go here. Rook b5. Maybe I play bishop d7 at that point. I'll go h6. Yeah, time is going to be the story here. But I think this position is totally fine for white. I think white's defending just fine. I may not even be better at all, truthfully. I can try to set up a cheapo like queen g6, bishop takes h3. So Donna, thanks for the game. Yeah, 3+0, it sneaks up on you real fast. GG. Yeah, hopefully you continue playing on Lichess if you're new. Oh, you have a rapid rating over 2200. That makes sense. You just don't play Blitz or any other fast time controls. But yeah, I can tell you're a good player. So keep it up. All right, Howl 0 is next. Good luck, Howl. I remember playing you, Howl. think we played last time, actually. Have I tried the brisket at Chipotle? I have not. They just rolled that out, right? I have not tried it. You there, Howell? Okay, good. Good luck. I'll play one of my usual setups against G3, Knight F3, Bishop G2. Yeah, I was mentioning David Howell based on Howell's username. Ooh, E4? Let's play E4. We'll spice this up. I sometimes like to go E4, E3 if I'm allowed in these positions. It's kind of nice. Is this a trap knight? White can counterattack. They can play H3, F3. But I'm awfully tempted, folks. I am awfully tempted to do this. You know, let's try it. This may not even be good for me, but let's try it. It gives Howell a lot to think about. And I'm curious how Howell's going to respond. Do I have any exciting plans for Chessable in the future? No, nothing really to share at the moment. Yeah, Chessable has never been my full-time gig, but it's possible I'll be creating some courses in the near future. We shall see. Nothing concrete at the moment. Now, I could go back here in the knight and claim that the knight is still trapped. I'm just a little worried about the pawn play. Like if white makes some series of captures that I can't respond to. So I'm also thinking about taking, then taking here. I don't fully trust that line, though, so let's do this one. But there's just so much pawn tension. White could perhaps try to break through here and get some strong play. I mean, there's even moves like F4, ideas of take, and F5 trying to trap my bishop. So this is complicated. What other sport do you like? Basketball is probably my favorite sport to follow. I grew up playing basketball, baseball, some golf. Those are the main sports I was into. I run as well, but I have bad knees, so I got to limit my sports involving like a lot of side-to-side motion, so hence I don't really play basketball anymore. Soccer? No. Soccer's a big no-no for me, just from a physical standpoint. I don't really follow soccer either, I got to admit. Prediction for Timberwolves season record? Oof. Yeah, I think they're going to be substantially below 500 again. Let's take this way. Oh, wait. Knight takes e4 is a thing. That was at first tempting, but no, we got to take this way instead. I could maybe have thrown in bishop c5 if I really wanted to take with the queen, but this way looks pretty good. All right, let's castle this way. And now I'm threatening bishop h2 or bishop c5 with a discovered attack against the white queen. And given that I have a dark square bishop here and my opponent does not, I think we need to attack on the dark squares. So I'm going to try to create a battery here and get in with the queen. H5 also real tempting because now I think white's going to run. So let's try to use this H pawn as leverage. Thank you, Acute, for pointing Caleb in the right direction for the challenge. Mate threat. Also H3 threat here. Yeah, let's play this because rook takes, I can take with the queen. Use the pin to my advantage. Okay, is there a checkmate here? So white's getting ready to run once again. I don't see a mate, so let's just gather a pawn. Maybe bishop g3 next, or bishop c5. Bishop c5 looks kind of nice, because rook e2 is natural, but that gets mated. This is also a mate. All right. Thank you for the game, Howl. That got complicated. Shall we peek at the engine evaluation right here after g5? I'm kind of curious. You might have a way out of this, but it's complex. Okay, so the engine likes black. It says f3. You played h3 in the game. And then here, it actually does suggest that I take here immediately and play like this. Even knight takes g4, giving up the rook in the corner. Evidently, I have a very strong attack here. Okay. But I drop the bishop back, and how do you get out of this jam? C takes d5, C takes d5, D takes, take here. So you actually give the piece? Because now I'm going to bet. I can't take because h8 hangs at the end. Now I'm going to bet on bishop f5. You're going to play e4 or g4. One of these two moves. Yeah, you can try to use this pawn tidal wave in the center to gain counterplay, but that is complicated. Very hard to work through in a 3-minute game, that's for sure. So thank you for the game. Okay, cricket, let's do this. What have I not played so far? Let's play in English. Where are my English players at? Thank you, Crunch. Yeah, my pleasure. Enjoy that course. Cricket, are you there? As we know, sometimes knocking helps. Don't think Cricket is there, though. We're going to have to abort. On to the next game. Timoko, good luck. Hopefully you're there. All right, let's play a Caro-kann this time. Trying to mix up the openings. I got to remember to play a Halloween gambit if I can. Let's keep that in mind. C5 is not as common of a move here, but a lot of times white does play C3. I had this position the other day on my stream, and I really feel like black is happy when this occurs because it's a better version of an exchange French. That's how you want to think about this. Now, I'm never sure, though, if... I think I'm going to play knight here. I'm never sure if I should go after d4 or b2, especially b2 if allowed, because white would love to keep d4 under wraps, but it becomes tough. So assuming white plays bishop e3 here, I will probably play queen b6 and attack these. But the b2 pawn could be poisoned at times. You may not actually want to capture it. Yeah, I do monitor the comments, but remember there is a slight delay. And if there's any sort of substantial decision for me, I don't look at the comments as a rule because I don't want to be influenced by the comments. So, yeah, you guys can feel free to talk about the games. That is totally expected. So white defended the b pawn, but now I get to pick this pawn off. Now I think I'm pretty happy. This is a great position for me. Let's take this one and then drop the knight back. And with pressure here and here, queen f3 being met by knight takes e5, we're looking real good at this point. I think both these pawns are probably going to drop off at some stage. There's a lot of challenges, 50-plus challenges right now. I think it caps out at 50 on my end, but pretty sure there's been more than 50. Ooh, now I can take and I can pick this knight up. And the only thing we got to be a little concerned about here is that my king is in the center, right? So still got to keep my guard up. I'll try to go here next if I can. Okay, so if I go here, I would lose this pawn, although the threat on h2 is pretty significant, so I'm even tempted to do that, but maybe not the wisest. Other moves here. Queen c7 looks pretty solid. F5 maybe. And here, take king d8. White would have to play something like g3 or king g1. Not looking good, but I don't think I want to try to win like that. I think I'd rather just keep my position compact if possible. So I'm leaning towards queen c7. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I don't see a tactical issue with this move, so we'll just play it kind of safe here. Yeah, could castle or play knight d8 as well. Knight d8 actually looked kind of solid, but we'll play it like this. And let's go here now. Try to buy some time by attacking the rook, and I'm going to castle this direction just to keep my king ultra safe. Yeah, that's the issue with playing this way as white when you play c3 against this c5 move, because black is kind of wasting a move by going c6 and then later c5, just 2 moves later. Okay, and now I can castle. And all is right in the world. How do you decide what's the safer side to castle? Good question. In this case, this is a free queen. In this case, the king side looked a lot safer because I hadn't moved any of these pawns. They remain right in front of my king. And if I had castled on the queen side, white's rook is already going to be aligned with my king when the king lands there. So that could create some issues. White has this open file to work with. So yeah, that was the problem there. So yeah, in this variation, I think this variation with c5 on move 3 is pretty effective at the lower levels especially. And it's played at GM level too from time to time. Bishop f5 is the overwhelming main line here in this advanced Caro-kann. But if you play this line from the white side, it's probably worth looking at d takes c5 and kind of knowing some of the theory there. So that's what I would recommend to Miko. Take a look at the theory in that line. This is the critical move. Good luck, Eidos. You're up next. Didn't f5 g6 trap the bishop? Yes, I could try to play like that, but I'm up so much material. There might be some issues with pins too with my king on e8. Hardworking mind. So I think much better to secure the king and then worry about f5 or g6 later. Once you're kind of past that point of a critical amount of material, you usually want to reduce the risk in the position versus trying to pursue more material. What level roughly do you start looking for attacks in open rather than just trying to castle quickly? I don't think there's a level per se where you're going to make a shift like that. You should always be looking for smart ways to attack. It's always a balancing act, attacking and minding your own king safety, material, development, all those factors. Now, I know there's some variations where you can try to win a pawn here, but I'm actually going to try to develop and maybe use the G and the H pawns. I know they do this a lot. I'm not a big French player. I don't like the philosophy of the French very much because you block the bishop pretty early on. So this is not my wheelhouse, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, let's play G5. This is maybe a little loose, but let's try to do it. Any tips for not blundering in chess? Ooh. If only I had a magic bullet for something like that. But the main thing is keep track of the undefended pieces. Always have in mind where the undefended, where the loose pieces are. Take a strict accounting of them. Like this. You know, this is a loose piece now. I did just grab a pawn. It looks safe to do it, but I'm going to be on guard here because, with the knight undefended, the pawn on g5 also being a little exposed, my opponent may have counterplay. Okay, rook e1. I'm thinking about this move now. Could also maybe retreat. But I like the idea of getting the 2 bishops. Let's do it. We're going to gain some time by attacking the enemy rook as well. What's the best resource for improving calculation at more advanced levels, around 2200 Lichess, for example? Yeah, you might consider more specific books geared for your level. So stuff like Imagination in Chess is a great book I've recommended before. Talks a lot about typical thought processes in chess as well. Jacob Agard's books are quite good. I like those a lot. He's a Danish author and grandmaster. The Woodpecker Method, if you're open to a different style of training. Okay, my rook's under attack. Main thing you want to do, in reference to that question, is increase the difficulty of the problems you're getting and the type too. So they may not strictly be calculation. They may dovetail with like strategy. Dvoretsky type stuff, for instance. Mark Dvoretsky was great at giving material like that in his books. So Dvoretsky's another guy you could think about checking out at that level. Might still be a little advanced for you at 2200 Lichess, but you're getting to that point where it could be useful. Let's attack the queen. I moved a lot of pawns here. I am relying on a counterattack, but I'm trying to go rook g7 next. And I'm going to try to send my king over here. I might keep the king in the center. It's a little early to say, to be honest. I could see it maybe even going over here. And let's just do this. Really funky pawn structure, huh? It's like the bathtub pawn structure with a little addition here. Like a little, I don't know, footstool down or something. Okay, so if here, take, and e6 falls, I really don't want to lose e6. So maybe knight a6. Looks a little awkward, but yeah, worth it to keep the bishop here. Yes, a claw-footed bathtub. Good point, Diffuser. We would just need another pawn right here. Maybe I can make that happen if I trade the knight. All right. Let's go here. We'll attack this pawn. White has very little time. I think I am going to start moving in this direction. Rook e1's probably going to be played. That's okay. I can go knight c7, I think. Okay. I think that's a mistake by white, because getting my knight to c5 really helps in the defense here. That seems nice for me. That being said, it is a time scramble. Let's go e5. Allowing knight f5, but we're just going to clarify things a little bit. Ooh, goes back. All right, so let's make a trade. Check. Back rank problems. Okay. Thank you for the game, Idos. Yeah, complicated variation. I think we're still in theory roundabout. Maybe even here. Let's take a look. Yeah, so it looks like in most games, black does take on d4 and accept this pawn. I'm just not sure about this. I don't know about this line exactly, because, yeah, I know white gets a fair amount of counterplay out of this. So I played bishop e7, far less common, but bishop e7. Yeah. Looks like we're still following some theory here. White does score well. Computer's probably not going to like the move I played g5. Gives white a healthy advantage here, but it's interesting. Again, g5 meant to try to create some discomfort for this knight on f3 by threatening g4. So it really likes you playing b4 or rook e1 here. I could see b4. It does send my knight back, though, to attack this pawn, but the computer is not that concerned. Some very specific lines here. This looks like a line where you got to have some preparation. Yeah, this is the Lichess database, correct? All right, we won't go down the rabbit hole of theory, but good game. Dan, you're up. Good luck. All right, let's play a Scandi. Let's maybe play a knight f6 version. I'll try to play some sort of gambit, if possible. Maybe the Portuguese gambit? A lot of times they don't comply, though, and play f3 followed by c4. Those lines are fun for black, but yeah, a lot of people just play knight f3, bishop e2, standard stuff like that. These positions still can be interesting, but they're not as fun as the full-on gambits, let's say. It's all right, I'm going to try to develop some pressure here. Take d4. I think I can do that. There is knight g4, mind you, or bishop g4, mind you, but I have the knight defending. Very important. So I think we can get away with this capture. Yes, Malcolm knows. They've got the Team Scandi. And by the way, just a reminder, you can, in fact, subscribe to the Lichess Twitch channel if you want to help support the channel, or you can become a patron. You get the little wings next to your name, I think for as little as like $1 per month. None of that is required. It's totally voluntary. But one thing I want to mention, if you use Amazon Prime, you have one free subscription per month. It costs you absolutely nothing. It's included with your Amazon Prime membership. You can subscribe to any streamer that you want once per month and show your support. It's a nice little perk. So, yeah, if you want to support Lichess in a way like that, definitely feel free. Oh, yeah, Malcolm? What did you find? Anything of note? We had a question on YouTube. Will I be playing any over-the-board games this year? Good question, Brynjolfur. If I'm pronouncing your name correctly. That sounds like an Icelandic name. Shout out to Iceland, by the way. Great country. I don't know if I will be playing before the end of the year. I want to say yes. I have my eye on the U.S. Masters tournament, which is in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the end of November. So if I play something, it would probably be that tournament. But I'm out of practice for sure for tournaments. So I got to figure out how much training I could do before I come back. I wouldn't want to just come back cold, let's say. Let's go attack this pawn. I'm up 2 pawns here. Now up 3 pawns. And let's see if we can convince my opponent to trade. No, they do not trade. Probably smart. Dan keeps some material on board. But the extra pawns are going to start telling here. These extra pawns are a force. Can I explain why I'm trading? Yes, so I am trading because I'm up in material. I have more pawns than my opponent. When you're up in material, when you have more pawns or pieces, in my mind, the default way to win is to try to trade down into a winning endgame. Because even like a king and pawn versus king ending could potentially be winning. It's not always winning, but we start getting into the 2-pawn territory. There's very few ways your opponent can draw if you're just strictly trading down. And in an ideal world, you get to say king and 2 pawns against king. Like they're very rarely going to be able to draw in that scenario. So you're kind of winning war of attrition style. So the default mode for many players, you'll see this in lots and lots of games, is that when they're up material, they try to trade down. You know, I know it may strike you as a boring strategy. We're still keeping our eyes peeled for tactics and ways to win further material or attack. But there's this default position where they can't allow too many trades because all endgames tend to be losing for that side. Yeah, thanks again for the game, Dan. So I think right here, probably you should reinforce the D pawn and play bishop e3. Just make sure that pawn's safe. Team Smeek, good luck. Let's play a bird. You guys feeling a bird? Does anyone use this as their main weapon, by the way? I haven't met too many people who play f4 like exclusively on move 1. A Strange Quark, by the way, thank you for subbing to the Lichess channel with Twitch Prime. Very much appreciated, Strange Quark. I wonder how many subs the Lichess channel has. Let's see. 88. Nice. Maybe we can get that to 100. That would be pretty cool. Queen e1. I'm going to try for e4. This is a common plan because you know what opening this is? Basically in reverse. Who knows what opening and what line of said opening this is in reverse, if you want to think about it that way. Yes. The Dutch. That's right, Doge. The Leningrad Dutch. Very good, Groodfish. Yeah. So the Leningrad Dutch is a line against d4 that black can play. d4, f5, and then fianchettoing the dark square bishop. And a lot of the same plans apply here from the white side. Like queen e1, e4, sometimes a quirky knight development like this. Alex, thank you for subbing. Very kind of you, supporting the channel. And supporting Lichess as a whole. Okay. Let's go knight c4. And if black chases me, I'm going to jump into e5. Okay, no chasing yet. So let's go bishop d2. I kind of like the idea of controlling b4. I don't really want this move to bother me. So we're going to do that and then maybe a4 followed by a5. Not too worried about this. Maybe black can claim some compensation if they push. Ooh, all right. This is going to get spicy, folks. We have an opposite side castling scenario. Get ready for some spice. Let's play the knight in. I'm going to try to attack here. Now, if knight takes, I'm going to take with a pawn, and that opens the attack on f7. Is the Dutch allowed in FIDE tournaments? That's a funny question. Last time I checked, yes. If the bird was good enough for Bent-Larsen, it's probably good enough for all of us. Yeah, you know, shout out to the late, great Dane Bent-Larsen. What a player. I really enjoyed his games. I learned a lot from them. I have his autobiography. What a creative player. Truly an original player. And yes, he liked to play the Dutch. He liked a lot of f5 based setups. He played a ton of stuff though too. I mean, I even learned lines of like like Czech Benoni, for instance, from his games. Let's go here. With a name like Bent, you probably think differently. Exactly, yeah. Truly a creative player. I can highly recommend his autobiography. I don't know if it's fully autobiographical. It's by Nguyen Chess, the one that I have. He's probably written, you know, a few different works based on his games and whatnot. But I really like that book. Okay, check. If black doesn't take this, I'm going to jump into f7. And we're going to win another exchange. So black does take. All right. Do I want to take that knight on d5? Probably. Just protect the king. I'm up an exchange plus a pawn or two here. Is the Scandi allowed in FIDE tournaments? Now we're talking. Now we're getting into some sketchy territory. If you guys had to ban one opening from being played in tournament chess, or let's say from, well, no, that's too obvious of a question. I was going to say top level chess, But just in your own practice, if you had to ban one opening, what would it be? Got these cheeseburgers, says London. Not even a question. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Hello, Eloise, by the way, on YouTube. Good to see you. Yeah, there's a lot of London hate. That's for sure. Boulder attacking the Sicilian, says Alex. Okay. Let's play something a little spicy here. Want to get at this pawn. Petrov, Stafford, some people are piling on my comment from earlier. Yeah. A lot of different openings, though. Exchange French, Najdorf. Banning the Najdorf, wow. Symmetrical English, Stonewall. Thank you for the game, Team Smeek. Let's see. I think this position's a little uncomfortable for you in this setup here. If you defend f7, though, maybe if you go bishop e8, maybe you're okay. But yeah, although you have some compensation here, it's probably not enough. Thank you for the game, though. Ratchet Ladros. Let's play b3. We'll go from the bird to the Nimzo-larsen. Speaking of Bent Larsen. 4 knights, Berlin. You know, I feel like the Berlin, though, is one of those openings that, although it gets played a lot at the top level, and it's now become famous for the quick draws that some of the players have been doing, guys like Wesley So, Hikaru, Rajabov, you know, with this queen e4, queen d4, and black playing queen d6, queen e6 back and forth. I feel like the Berlin is not played much at amateur level. There's not too many players who have that as their main weapon, certainly below about 2200. Because people are there to enjoy chess. They don't want to grind out some endgame or memorize notoriously drawish positions. Most people play the anti-Berlin anyways. Yeah, true. Okay, I was wondering about this move. Now, it leaves this undefended, so I think I should take here. Even though that this is loose. I think this is going to work out well for me tactically, because this bishop on b7 is hanging in a lot of lines. Ooh, can I play this move, folks? It may be unnecessary, but it looks so cool. I want to play it. Take, check. And then I'm going to win the queen. Thing is, though, I think I win more material by playing something like this. Oh, no, but there's this move with check. Keep that in mind, John. Could just play this. I mean, that's definitely possible. I'd probably win a piece eventually by doing that. I don't know. I guess I will play this move. Sack first, calculate later. Oh, you guys really wanted me to do it. Look at this in the chat. Do it. Just do it. We'll take a look at this with the engine afterwards. I'm curious what the best move is. So, okay, my calculation is that on bishop takes c3, I can play this move. And I don't know how... there's bishop c8. Okay, I think bishop c8 was actually a good move there for black. And maybe black could have limited the damage to a single pawn. Here, I think black will lose something. Maybe an exchange. Is this and this? Rook d8, I can trade, and I can still take here because the bishop defends d1. Importantly. And if here, I'm going to go here. Or here, one of the two. What would Tal do? Yeah, he would have a hard time turning down queen takes g7. But the thing is, that line would have fizzled real quickly. As far as I could tell, white was getting 2 minor pieces for the rook in that line. Still very good, but my material instincts got the best of me. They told me to go for this other line. But that being said, I only saw upon getting to this position that black actually could have gone here. That might have been the only move for black. But we'll see. Salman on YouTube said, sack the queen. He also said, ban London. Fair. Hello, Cooper, by the way. I am streaming for about another hour. Lichess Plays is a 2-hour extravaganza. I think I usually get through about 20 games in the stream. All right. Should I try to crowd? Nah, e4 allows this. That's unnecessary. Let's just bring up the king a little bit. No rush. If a5, maybe I'll go here. Got pretty dominant control of this position, so let's just bide our time. Let's go here now. Attack this pawn, maybe double. Attack this. Now, if the a pawn gets pushed, I think I'll go rook a7. This is not a mate threat. Bishop guards. Also, there's some issues there. Yeah, let's send this over. We get a trade. You guys feeling what I'm feeling? King coming up. Oh, yes. The king march into the position, into the heart of the enemy position. Now we're going to put black in a big zugzwang. Well, they lose the bishop, but I was looking to run black out of moves. Take away all their pawn moves. Thank you for the game, Ratchet. Ladras, what do you guys think? What's your prediction before we click the analysis? Interesting dilemma here, right? These are great moments to spend time if you have them in a game because there's a lot of stuff going on, you know? There's a lot of pieces under attack. A lot of tactical themes. So there's many paths this could take depending upon what I do. Is queen takes g7 the best move for white? Arik Activist says it works, I think. Tafaska says queen takes g7. Juan says I think it is. I'm kind of inclined to agree. Since black had bishop c8 in this position. Let's check. Oh. I played the third best move here. Bishop takes c3. I had a chance for queen takes g7. I even called it out and I didn't do it. Yeah, you know, the only thing was it was going to simplify pretty quickly. But okay, let's check the way I played it. Whoa, look at this. We're actually following a game here. How insane is that? This sometimes happens when you're analyzing with the Lichess database. We are following a game played last year between Mestrosaurus and Enzak. And Mestrosaurus also played bishop takes c3. Look at this. This is also a 3-minute game. It went the exact same way. It literally went the exact same way up through here. Wow. At this point, my opponent dropped the bishop back and let me take a8. But I think in both cases, right? Let's just see if this is correct. Yeah, bishop c8, best move, although it doesn't help black very much, evidently. It limits the damage, but yeah, bishop c8 avoids the worst of it. Interesting. All right, well, we can spend more time on that, but we got to keep this rolling. That's fascinating. I'm Maxwell. Hey, good luck. John, you shapeshifted into Nigel Short for those king moves in the end. Yeah, I think you're referring to that famous game, Short versus Timon. Okay, let's go bishop d7. Try to prep knight c6. That's wild. That seemingly, unusual set of moves to produce that was actually played in a game in the Lichess database. All right, we'll do this. Let's exercise a little bit of caution here. I'm going to play this kind of like a classical Sicilian where I control the b5 square. Got to watch d6 sometimes in this type of position. So yeah, just proceeding cautiously. Thank you, Delightful Bagel, by the way. That's a kind comment. I appreciate it. If I go here, am I going to run into e5? Careful, careful, John. Maybe. So let's go queen c7 first. Cheeseburger Man asks, do you think you would have found the king walk Short did versus Timon in a classical game? Good question. That's hard to say, because hindsight's 2020, right? I would like to think I would, but I don't know. It would depend how much time I had, what my thought process was leading up to that moment. Let's try to attack here. I'm going to let this pawn hang because after the trades, I like that endgame. If you put me in that exact position without any context, though, I would like to think I would find it. Maybe depends where the king is already. Okay, so kind of a long-term sacrifice I'm playing here. I'm going to try to play against these pawns. Just a single pawn sacrifice, but we're going to play stuff like knight a5, maybe double the rooks. Really focus in on attacking c3. That's a little too much information, Milos, but thank you for watching. Let's go... Nah. Let's go rook c7. Have I heard of the Dirty Harry Sicilian? Yes, I have. That's the line with h5. Christoph Selecki wrote a course on that line. He claims he wins a fair amount of games with it. All right, we're going after this pawn, as promised. Key Turner asked, what do you think is the best opening for improvement for an intermediate player? 1,000 to 2,000. That's a pretty big rating range. And impossible to answer without knowing, a little bit more about how, your style, like what you enjoy in chess. But I would say you'll never regret learning e4, e5 stuff for both colors, really. But, Italian game, I'm a big proponent of that. Some fundamental gambits, let's say, that teach you about the initiative, about the importance of time in chess. Okay, so a lot of weak pawns here from Maxwell, but they're keeping everything together for the time being. So still anyone's game at this stage. TBD, JC. Let's go here. This knight's pretty strong. I'd like to trade for this knight if I could. Maybe here? We'll trade for the bishop instead. See if we can get some sort of fork going on. Got to watch stuff like here. Yeah, they walked into a fork. Ask and ye shall receive. Let's take this one. We're going to bring it all the way back. We'll just trade down. Remember our default strategy, up in material. It's not flashy. You may not consider it to be that exciting, but it's effective. Like here, I could even take at this moment if I really wanted to, but let's just continue pushing. Here come the pawns. All right, just putting the finishing touches on this game. Thank you for the game, iMaxwell. I think a pretty close one. I mean, even in the middle game, probably right around here, you're doing all right. Maybe I have some compensation, but now the engine slightly prefers your position. You are up a pawn after all. But I admit it is kind of hard to generate a plan sometimes in a position like this for white. Ooh, looks like I might have missed some decent moves around here. G5, that's an interesting one. Maybe fighting for control of the E5 square. But yeah, I think you played okay overall. For sure, given your rating. So good game. Thank you. I have played Kung Fu chess, by the way. It's been years, but I have played it. Okay, Heisenberg. Let's go. Good luck. Yeah, my pleasure. I'm Maxwell. John, what do you think about the Scotch gambit? Interesting play in that one. Yeah, when I was playing E4, E5, looks like Heisenberg is not here. We'll give our knock. But we're going to have to move on. Yeah, when I was playing E4, E5 for black, oh, right before I clicked that X, I really disliked facing a lot of the random gambits that white can throw at you. Because you do have to memorize a fair amount. Stuff like the Danish gambit, yeah, Scotch gambit, Evans. All these gambits are certainly playable. That was close. I was very close to hitting the X there. But Heisenberg saved it. All right, I got the two center pawns here. I'm going to do something aggressive. I'm going to try to castle this way. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Triple Ink. All right, so do I want to play D5 or maybe just castles right away? We'll defend this pawn. Now, the long-term attack might play out bishop h6, h4, h5, something along those lines. But first, let me figure out if I can play this move favorably. I'm very tempted. Yeah, I'm going to try it. It might leave this pawn hanging, I admit. But we're going to see what happens. Yeah, this might not have been a good idea. Bishop takes f3. That's a good response. Good response. So I could take here now, but there is this in-between move. And I take. All right, let's take here then. Ooh, okay, bullet dodged. I think queen takes d4 was good there for black. This I'm not as worried about because this is a pin I think that may cause black some coordination issues. And I'm going to use this time to play h5 and try to open the h-file and get at the black king. But queen takes d4, I think was just better for black. Hello, always double check. I've been doing well. How are you doing? Would I play a chess boxing event? I've been asked that question before, and I honestly don't think I would. And it's mainly for the physical reasons. Probably no surprise. That's probably why most people wouldn't. I would be okay with potentially getting hit in the head a little bit if I had some training, but I would be worried most about my legs because, as I said, I have bad knees, so my mobility might be restricted. Let's take here. If he goes queen f4, take. I can win the knight in the end. Yeah, so this is probably the only move to continue for black. But now, how best to play this? All right. I'm going to offer black this pawn. And then we're going to go here. This is getting interesting. Everything is about time here. I'm trying to buy some time to attack down the G or the H files by making black defend, but I am giving a pawn. Okay, I think I can go here. Knight d2 I just take because I've got a mate threat now in addition to the attack on the knight. So this was probably a pretty big mistake, that check for black. You don't like getting punched in the face? I know, right? Shocking. Most people don't. But I would be willing to risk it with like headgear, of course, and some training and a reasonable matchup with someone. But I would honestly worry most about my legs, my lateral movement. Oh, thank you, Mighty King Fork. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions on that. All right, so we picked the knight up. Very good. We'll go attack. Thread and mate. Do I have some fancy mate here? Not looking like it. We'll just double. Okay, black resign. Yeah, kind of sloppy, I think, out of the opening on my part. I think, yeah, right here I might have been pushing it too far with bishop h6. The engine suggests I play maybe even a defensive move, bishop e3. Yeah, because this, queen takes d4 was the move I was worried about. Because if I play queen takes d4 now, there's the in-between move, bishop takes h6 with check. And then black can win the queen. So that was possible. Substantial advantage for black. But thanks for the game, Heisenberg. Patsa, okay. Let's play g3 in this one. We're trying to play a wide range of openings here. Still haven't played a Halloween gambit, though. That requires some cooperation from the opponent. Exactly, fast strike. Yeah, you have to be willing to take some punishment. Chess boxing. Okay. Should I play c4? Let's try it. If takes, maybe d5. Then knight b4 can always be met by queen a4 check. All right, I'm just going to castle now. So some kind of Catalan position here. I've got a normal Catalan setup. The knight on c6 could be a liability for black. A lot of times they like to have the c-pawn available to step up instead. I guess I'll go here. I'm mildly worried about knight b4, but it's probably nothing to lose sleep over. Do I think any other chess/sports hybrids could work? Someone's suggesting chess fencing, chess tennis. Yeah, I guess conceivably you could combine chess with a lot of these activities, huh? All right, let's just develop. Knight c2, I'll play rook c1. Bishop c2, I can move the queen. Chess and competitive eating. There you go. Yeah. For every piece that gets captured, the person whose piece was taken has to eat a hot dog. They either tap out or they can lose on the board. I'll keep my bishop. Ah. Now I'm walking into knight c2, though. with the fork here, so maybe not the best. How many hot dogs do I think I could take down? I think if I was hungry, I could probably eat. Let me think. I have a pretty good appetite. I think I could eat maybe 8 hot dogs. The buns, I don't know. If we include the buns, that's getting into uncharted territory for me. I don't think I've ever had more than like 3 hot dogs in a sitting. But I think if it's just the dogs, I think I could do 8. What do you guys think? Yeah, the buns are deceptive. I'm getting outplayed here. I don't like my position. These doubled pawns are a liability. Yeah, I'd like to think I could do more, but I'm being a little conservative here because it's just, I feel like it's one of those things where you overestimate how much you're actually capable of. Oh, take and there's a pin. Aha. We set up the hot dog structure here on the E file, and that paid off. Totally planned that. JC says, I did this with friends. I did 12 and nearly died. Winner did 14. Was that with the buns or just the hot dogs? Okay, now there's a threat here. Bishop G4 looks tempting, but take with check. Unless I can trap the enemy queen. Nah, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to play a little cowardly chess. Cowardly chess. Cowardly chess. With buns and toppings. Oh, wow. Yeah, if he took, there was back rank mate. Ooh, Bishop G4 would have actually trapped the queen, but my opponent lost on time. All right. Thank you for the game, Patsa. Yeah, you were better, I'm pretty sure, in the middle game. I think once you grab my bishop on E3. Oh, look at this. Wait. Let's figure this out. Why does the engine eval spike up? What are we missing here? Oh, it's probably that takes. You could go knight G4, and that would be a better way to attack E3, because it is actually too difficult for me to defend that. Yeah, that's probably it. Let's check. Knight G4 is -3, -4. Wow. Even knight D5 is quite good for you. But that's an interesting little forking idea where I've got all these pieces clustered in the center, but I can't actually defend E3. The square's covered by the bishop, and I can't play king F2. Yeah, so that was a big chance. Here, too, you're doing well, but those tactics backfired on you. Take, I guess you got to play D takes E4 here versus taking here, whereupon I was able to flip the script on you. Thank you for the game, Patsa. You guys really got me thinking how many hot dogs I could potentially eat. But again, the buns, I have no idea. I don't know how that throws off the trajectory. If I was really hungry, I'm now thinking I could eat more hot dogs. Maybe I'll try it sometime. Probably not on stream, though. I think you got to block off a whole day for that because it's going to ruin your day. Like when I was in college, I did the gallon of milk challenge with my freshman roommates. That was awful. That was not pleasant. Never doing that again. Problems here for black. A lot of weaknesses. I think I can play this one now. This is a little bit fancy, but take and then queen b3. Check. Pick up the bishop. Sports betting is legal in Minnesota, John. Are you going to bet the World Championship match? Probably not. Just because I'll be following the match with interest, of course. I won't need to make it any more interesting, let's say. You ever do the whole sleeve of crackers in under a minute challenge? No, I never did that one. But I remember that one being like a deceptively difficult one too, right? Now, knight e6 is super tempting because it's a fork on the queen and the rook, but knight e6, queen c8 threatens my queen, and on queen takes c8, they can take with this rook. So I'm actually thinking I should take here or maybe move my queen back. I think I'm going to fianchetto the queen and keep both these threats on the agenda. Maybe black can go here, but then I play this one. Different fork. Okay, so let's take here. Do I still play poker from time to time? Very seldom. Yeah, I used to enjoy that a lot. Bishop d8 would now be an instructive mistake. Runs into this. I did play some Pai Gow poker recently, but that's probably not the type of poker you're talking about. But no, I played a lot of online poker, Texas Hold'em back in the day. I was definitely very much a part of the poker boom. Okay, so this queen's starting to look a little overloaded. If takes, black would have to take with a rook, which is maybe what they're planning. I kind of like my knight, so I'm going to take with the bishop here, and we're going to try to keep a little more pressure on the black position. Watch the fianchetto queen. She's pretty strong over here. Okay, let's send this knight into the fray as well. Yeah, the rook on a8 was looking nervous. Hello to Anjali, by the way, on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. All right, we'll play it a little bit safe here. Just block any attack against f2. Now we're threatening knight c8. All these forks being threatened. Your queen is worth only a bishop. That might be a problem if that were the case. Yeah, there's a lot of knights going on. Oh, and the queen drops off. We're willing to trade one of our knights for that, for the queen. Thank you, Fade. Yeah, the opening was looking a little sketchy for you. I think you were trying to set up some sort of stonewall, but I think you got to play d5 right away if you're going to go for that, like right here. Once I play d5, I think this setup is very questionable for you. d6 is a threat, and yeah, too many weaknesses here. Already too tough to defend, I think. Thank you for the game. Okay. Hey, Catty Cat. Good luck. You are up. Mount Lemons, any chessable course recommendations for someone that's rated 1700 rapid on Lichess? Ooh, so many. One thing I would say is definitely take advantage of the free courses on Chessable. A lot of times you can check out like a short and sweet course if it's an opening course. I mean, I did the videos for 100 endgames you must know, and I think that's a great course, especially in conjunction with the Chessable module. So I do like that a lot. That will be appropriate for your rating level, especially if you haven't looked into endgames much in the past. But yeah, there's so many to choose from. All right, let's try to attack again. Bishop g5, queen d2, castle long. I'm fond of this plan if I can make it work. So I'm going to drop the bishop back and kind of claim that I've induced h6 so that when queen d2 is played, that comes with tempo on the pawn. That's the idea behind this. Because you might think, well, why don't you just play bishop e3 right away? But that's the reason. Yeah, Checkmate Patterns Manual as well. Another course I did the videos on. Great course. Thoughts on the Samish against the King's Indian? We were talking about that opening earlier. I like it a lot for white. One thing I like about that line is that it prevents black from pursuing their usual script in the King's Indian, and especially attacking the white king. In the Samish, black doesn't often get to launch direct attacks against the white king. If anything, it tends to be the opposite, with white storming on the king side in a lot of lines. Okay, now, am I actually threatening this yet? Because sometimes there's some complications with the queen coming to h4, so I got to be careful about that. What's the plan for white in this setup after queen d2 and black plays king h7? We might just see that. I would think about playing knight g5 for sure. So that would pick this off. So, yeah, it looks tempting to take here, but there's problems with d4 and also the queen h4 thing I mentioned. So let's just get castled first. There we go. Yeah, so here, I'm thinking knight g5 is the way to go, because that comes with check, and I can pick up this loose bishop. I definitely don't mind giving black doubled pawns. This remains a threat. Maybe h4 in some cases to get the rook involved. Like if black plays bishop h6 here, I will almost guaranteed play h4. I'm about to have my first OTB Classical game next Saturday. However, I only ever played Blitz online. Any advice on how I should prepare, John? I would definitely play some Rapid and Classical then. Especially some Classical if you can. You know, get in some games, maybe like 30 plus 30 or even like a 45-minute game if you're able. Yeah, try to get used to that time control a little bit. I also think it makes sense to work on your calculation, do a few more puzzles before an event. Maybe try to patch up any big holes in your opening repertoire too. That's always time well spent. Okay. Should we take en passant? I think so. That looks pretty strong. Taking here looks pretty strong too, but let's do this one. Things are really opening up in my favor here. Obligatory, yeah, forced. Now, the only problem is I can't really take here favorably at this stage because my bishop is hanging. So I think I got to take a pit stop and take this. We're going to keep this threat on the table, though. Do you think playing long games against the computer is good practice? It's definitely better than not playing, but human opponents are much better for practice, in my opinion. This is going to be another G-pawn nightmare. I'm sorry, catty cat. The G-pawns just keep coming. Yeah, thank you for the game. Well, I think here probably knight d5 should be played. Knight e8 strikes me as a little too passive. But maybe you could make this work. Maybe you should even go f6. As much as Ben Feingold says not to. Maybe f6 here. Try to attack the bishop and the pawn on e5. Yeah, because once my attack got going here, this is a very difficult position for you. So probably had to play a little more actively early on. But thank you very much for the game. Ah, Strange Quirk. You're up. Good luck. Let's play... What should we play? Let's play e4. Another Pirtz. Maybe we play another Austrian attack. We'll see. Yeah, why not? Let's go f4. I'm going to play a line that I saw in a New in Chess article one time, an actual print magazine. Yes, those things were quite useful for chess improvement maybe 10, 15 years ago. And it was a column called SOS where it recommends kind of unusual, unexpected moves in the opening. And one of the lines it went over was A3. The idea of this move is actually to discourage this C5 idea. Black plays it anyways, but if black played it before castling, you could take queen A5 and then B4 was often the plan. I think in this position, what should I do? D5 or E5 or takes as well? I'm going to go for D5. This might be a setup where A3 is not so useful. I'm kind of wondering if I should have played E5 right here. I think I should have. But whatever, too late now. John reveals his tremendous age. I know, man. Yeah, Drazinho, I'll show that after the game briefly, but it's mainly because of the B4 possibility if there's some pawn trades on that wing. All right, let's go here. I'm just going to try to stop any C4 stuff. This more looks like a Benoni now than a Pirtz. You bet, Drazinho. Are you Serbian by chance with that username? Got the two bishops here. Probably will castle short. Yeah, certainly 1,000. Ah, you're from Belgium. Okay. Yeah, I saw draws. I thought maybe there were some former Yugoslavia roots there. Now, assuming black moves the king, the queen rather, which I think is likely, they're going to try to go B5. I'm going to play A4 to stop that plan. They were kind of getting ready for it with A6. This is almost always a pawn push you want to try to prevent if you're on the white side. Let's go here. Yeah, it does sound like Ronaldinho. Yeah. There's a Serbian grandmaster with the last name Drazic. So maybe that's what caused me to think about that. For Historian, tuning in from Turkey. Yeah, where are you guys all from? That's always fun to put that in the chat. Where are people tuning in from today? We always have a widely international audience. It's great to see. And I think this time does cater to a fair amount of viewers. Ohio, Sweden, Germany, Brazil, Serbia, Oslo, Croatia, Dublin, England, San Diego, India, Phoenix, Vancouver, the UK, Canada. All right. Barcelona, Helsinki, Iran, India. Amazing. Yeah, that's one of the coolest things about the chess community is how international it is. I think this is a good time to open the center. Everyone was waiting for that moment. Yes. If you're a streamer and you ever want to encourage engagement on your channel, first of all, asking questions in general is good for engagement, but especially asking people where they're from. People will never fail to tell you, which is cool. Can I take here? I think I can. Take. We start this chain reaction, but this is a powerful chain. Austria, Guatemala, Greece, Switzerland, Antarctica, says Drazinho. You just said you're Belgian. Although I guess you could be in Antarctica. Okay, let's play a little bit faster here. I am up a piece now. So looking good. Maybe c4 next. Black's going to take the a pawn, but that's okay. We're up a piece, just trying to stabilize things. Maybe go after this one. Good job. Good job, chat. Strange Quark didn't notice. Oh. Should I take the rook? Just I was debating which piece I wanted to take, queen or rook. Yeah, thank you, Strange Quark, for the game. So just to show you guys real quick the point of that kind of obscure-looking a3 move. So there is a line. In this position, the theory goes, if white plays knight f3, one of the main lines for black is to go c5, counterattack the white center, d takes c5, and then queen a5. And if white gets greedy here and takes, they run into knight takes e4, and there's all this pressure converging on c3. So the point of a3 is to discourage that line. a3, so if c5 takes and black pursues the same thing, you actually have the move b4 here. That's the unusual point of this. Strange Quark says, a3 ruined my plan. Yeah, that being said, I think you played just fine. Let me switch to the Masters database real quick. Yeah, it looks like white, by and large, takes on c5 here. That's the only move played in the Masters database. So my d5 might not have been that good. Maybe if you just play it sort of like a Benoni now and play e6, you're doing just fine. Because now a3 doesn't look too helpful. You have a normal Benoni setup. You're even castled. So I actually think I misplayed the opening. But yeah, queen b6 looks a little awkward for you, I'd say. Your queen is probably going to have to be moved later. Okay, thank you for the game, though. We have time for a couple more games. Pendrew, another Lichess patron. Thank you, Pendrew, from France. Here we go. I hope you're there. Good luck. France is also where Lichess is based out of, by the way. Shout out to Thibaut, the creator of Lichess, the lead developer. I think he's kind of a world traveler, but he is a French national, and Lichess wouldn't exist without him. So huge props to Thibaut. So white puts the bishop on e2. This is a mainline con. Now, yeah, all pretty standard. I'm feeling a little spicy here. Let's play bishop b4. I'm going to attack the knight on c3, which in turn is defending this. This is one aspect of the con. Like sometimes you can organize a quick attack on the knight. And as we saw in an earlier game, the one where I missed the hanging bishop on g5, white may have a hard time keeping things together in the opening. John, do you identify with your zodiac sign? Yeah, I'm a Virgo. Sometimes, like a lot of people, I read horoscopes and I think, yeah, that actually does kind of gel with my personality. And I know Virgos tend to be pretty analytical, kind of circumspect individuals. I would say that applies to me, but also I don't really subscribe to that stuff. Yeah, perfectionist and analytical. That does actually describe me. But then again, a huge percentage of the population is various signs, and I'm sure they're going to be different. I can't say I've ever used that to guide any principles or paths in my life. What's the weather like in my area? Let's see. It's 69 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So getting cooler. Pretty typical fall weather, though, I'd say. This move is a little bit annoying, for sure. I got to be careful here. I really do, actually. Because knight c5 was going to be my default move, but I think I run into e5 against that. e5 could be nasty. I might be suffering on the dark squares here. This could be ugly. Dare I play this move? All right. This could get uncomfortable. I know we're nearing the end of the stream. We got about 10 more minutes or so. Could Pendrew be the player who takes me down today? We shall see. I'm going to make it difficult for them. But I don't like that I had to play this move to defend d6. Oh, he's going for it. He's going to sacrifice a pawn in the center. He's going for it. I like the gusto. I don't know about e5, though, because now I can jump my knight in. Getting my knight here is pretty handy. I'm not going to take that bishop on f3. I might try to castle by hand. He's called Pendrew, not Penwin. Well, that makes me feel better. If only he was called Pen Loss. I am missing my dark square bishop. That is the one consequence of doing this. Yeah. Let's play h6. I think I have time to do this. But I'm going to try to castle by hand. Whoa. He's determined. He really wants to use this pressure here. But I don't know. I'm not that impressed. I think I can just prepare castling. Just gradually prepare castling. Let's go here. Is he going to go all in? I have a feeling he might. He might take and play the bishop to a3 again. Ooh. Okay, okay. He plays it right away. So if I take, he takes on e5. So take here, take here. I could take here then. Maybe queen g4? I don't know. I mean, that could get a little weird. Potentially not in my favor. This is probably a good move, playing the bishop back to a3 at this point. I think he found a good resource. But still, it looks pretty okay. But I need to play something sensible here, that's for sure. Something non-blundery. Just don't blunder, John. Just don't blunder. Maybe take. Take rook e3, though. I don't like that. I'm going to move the king, I think. I'm going to try to step out of this pin. I know time is becoming a factor, but we're going to do that. He's going bombs away. And now I'm going to try to repair things a little bit. Maybe get the rook over to d8. That would be nice. Time is just the big factor, though. As usual. Yeah. So time kind of spoiled this one at the end. But some compensation for Pendrew. Thank you for the game, Pendrew, by the way. So some were asking why not knight c5 here. Look at this advantage for white, +2. Knight c5, I think, is going to get hit with e5. And look at how much the engine adores that move, e5. Backbreaking move because I can't keep this very tenuous dark square structure together. If I take here, I lose the knight on c5. And if I take here, white can take on d6 even in between move. Looks highly unpleasant. So, yeah, I think I misplayed this slightly. Probably going for the pawn is a little bit too greedy. Or even going for the early doubling. I have played this with d6, knight bd7 a lot. So in hindsight, that's probably what I should do. But I mixed it up a little bit here. Thanks for the game, Pendrew. Okay, you guys know what time it is. We got to, first of all, get locked and loaded with our horsey set. And who's going to be the lucky recipient of the Bong Cloud? Oh, 2200. AM Panescu. Okay. This is going to be tough, too, because I got a gambit a pawn with the Bong Cloud. You ever seen an England gambit with this involved? I haven't. This is the real England gambit. Sorry, I'm also putting in a food order right now, so I'm kind of multitasking. I'm going to go pick it up after this. All right, e4. I'm going to retreat. White was blocking my way forward to f6 and d6, so we're going to retreat. And maybe now d6. And Panescu says, OMG. This does mess with a lot of people, this set. Absolutely. All right, here maybe? Take, knight g5. I think I can fade that. Take, knight g5. I have queen takes g5. Important tactic. Yes, this will probably be the last game of the stream. As always, thank you guys for joining. This is a blast. I look forward to it every week. Let's see what happens in this final game. Very interesting stuff. Knight e5, they can drop the bishop back. So, you know, White's playing some sensible moves. Maybe queen here. Knight d5, queen takes b2. I think this is probably okay. Knight d5, maybe I'll even go here, perhaps. The queen, she seems pretty happy to develop here, so let's do it. Bishop a3 is interesting, but probably a little too bold, so let's develop here. Now, the big thing is I can't castle, because I've already moved my king. So just make note of that. I am unable to castle. We're going to line up with the queen. Oh, very good, Chobungus. Glad to hear that. Thank you for checking out the content. I'm really glad it's helped you. All right. Let's do it. Let's take the poison pawn. You never know how this will turn out. Yeah, castle. So I did get the pawn back. But we got to be careful, right? We need to be on guard. Let's play queen here. Try to, like, front run any rook b1 attempt. Yeah, just so I have a defensive move available if needed here, like a b6 type move, perhaps. Is my queen experiencing trouble? Maybe. b6, rook b3, queen a4, bishop b5. I could take here. That looks so sketchy. You know what? Let's try it, though. When you're playing the Bong Cloud, you got to be willing to enter sketchy positions. Oh, they played that one first. Yeah. That might create some issues. Okay, now I think I should take here, probably. Okay, this is looking interesting. And maybe not in my favor. But I have a plan. I have a small plan here. Take. We're going to do this. Maybe White could have even played rook b3 on the previous move. But they automatically recaptured. My plan is to go here. And basically attack both those points. Okay. Still can't castle. Let's give a check. And then we're going to step here. Time, though. 31 seconds. Panescu is very wary of the clock. I can tell they are conscious of the clock, as they should be. I have yet to lose one of these Bong Cloud games. I don't want to start right now. Right? Okay, some pin action going on. My king looks a little uncomfortable, though. I'd like to solve that issue if I could. Okay. Let's take now. Let's play f6. Solid. Gonna go back. We're gonna maneuver a little bit. Queen blockading. All right, take. Okay, okay. Other pawns coming. We're blockading. Gotta hurry. I don't know that I'm gonna make it. Oh, I didn't make it. Good game, Panescu. Oh, it was rated too. I took a rating hit, but that's okay. That's the risk we take. GG. My Bong Cloud streak is broken. Panescu takes it down. I thought I might work my way out of it, but clock caught up with me. Couldn't eliminate those pawns in time. Yeah, I took a little too much time like trying to negotiate these tactics around here because I think this position was looking pretty sketchy. Yeah, rook b3 was winning here for white. But then once I got the queen kind of swinging over here, even though this is still +7, somehow it felt a little safer. Yeah, there might have been a tactic somewhere around here. Yeah, knight f4. I was wondering about this move. Here, I'll switch back to a normal set so you guys can see. Knight f4 would have been a nice shot here. Yeah, because that threatens queen takes d8 mate, also threatens my queen. And it's kind of an amazing position. If takes, white just calmly recaptures. And I can't deal with these two threats. And I don't have a good check to play. So that would have won a full rook. I guess maybe I could play here, but this... Oh, no, because, yeah, I'd still be down material in the end. I just take, and I'm down in exchange. All right, interesting one. Congrats to AM. Panescu takes me down. First time I've ever been taken down in a Bong Cloud game. And I think this is my second overall loss in Lichess plays, as far as I remember. So well done. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in today. This was a lot of fun, as usual. I will probably be back next week at the usual time. We're going to raid I Am Rosen, it looks like. So show Eric some love. Thanks again, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you next week for Lichess Plays. Probably other Lichess Play streams coming up as well, other streamers. Check out the archive on YouTube if you missed this. And thanks to the YouTube viewers as well, along with the Twitch viewers. Cheers, guys. Take care.